start off today's guide. Before we actually jump into the game, I want you guys to do one quick thing, and that is throw on the temporal elixir. This allows power-ups to last longer, and it is part of our strategy. Besides that one thing, as for perks or equipment or whatever, you guys can put on whatever you want. So the first thing we're gonna do when we spawn in is we're gonna go ahead and knife one of the challenge banners. We're gonna go ahead and start these challenges as soon as possible. Now, depending on what challenge you get, personally, I always get 6 equipment kills, and I am not going to get equipment kills on round 1. I am going to spend the first round knifing no matter what for the points. When it comes to the challenges, I want you guys to only do the first 3 challenges, because when you complete your 3rd challenge, you get a papped gun, and that is massive to get a papped gun on like round 4 or 5 or 6. You should get those challenges done at least before round 6. So do the challenges, get your papped gun. That is definitely part of the strategy. So after you knife that first challenge banner, we're gonna go ahead and simply just spend the first 3 rounds. I like to leave at the start of round 4, but pretty much the first 3 rounds in the starting room, and you should get more than 3,750 points, but we do not want to leave until we have exactly that many points. Now, when you do have that many points, or it's the start of round 4, go ahead and head towards the Raw God, or open the door to Raw, and you guys want to head straight underground and buy the Bowie knife. The Bowie knife is just an excellent way to get a ton of points at the start of the match, and if you use the Bowie knife with temporal and double points, it is a lethal combo. So what I like to do is I usually get my first double points on like round 4, so when I see double points, I pop a temporal, and then I had double points for like, 1-2 minutes, and combine that with the Bowie knife, you will get a disgusting amount of points to start off the match. And next up, we're gonna head up to where the Raw perk is, and what we're gonna do, we can go ahead and buy our first perk. We can grab the shield part, because the shield parts will always spawn in up top where the perk is, and then we can go ahead and summon the first challenger, which is the first part to open Pap. And around this time, we should have our Papped starting gun, or our Papped Strife pistol that we get for completing the 3rd challenge. Next up, we're going to go ahead and open the bridge that connects the Raw area to the Danu area. We're going to go over to Danu. We're going to buy our 2nd perk, and we're going to go ahead and summon the 2nd challenger, kill that guy, and at this point, we have 2 perks and 2 parts for the Pap. The next thing is we're going to go ahead and head underneath Raw where we bought the Bowie knife. We're going to go ahead and open the door into the underground section of the map where the Pap is, and then we're going to simply just run around the map or run around that bottom section until we come across the door of either Odin or Zeus. In this game, I went to Odin, and on the way up, keep an eye out for the shield part. Grab that, and when you make it up top, buy your 3rd perk, go ahead and summon the next challenger, and at this point, guys, we have 3 perks and 3 of the Pap pieces. So after that, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing as last time. We're gonna go ahead and open the bridge connecting whatever area you're in right now to the other one. So here, I'm at Odin's altar. We're gonna head over to Zeus now and do the exact same thing. We can go ahead and buy our 4th perk and summon the 4th challenger and grab our last shield part. So at this point in the game, currently I'm on round 8. I have all of the pieces for Pap. I have a Pack-a-Punch gun, and I have all 4 perks. So again, the Bowie knife is so important for the strategy, along with temporal. If you use those 2 together, you can get all of this done so fast. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and head underground and open up the Pack-a-Punch, because we have all 4 pieces now. We can get that done, and then if you don't have enough points, it's all good. Open the doors to the shield and craft the shield, and for the first 10 rounds before round 10, you should have all of the major things done. You have a Pap gun, 4 perks, shields crafted, Pap is open. It's an amazing start to the game. So that right there was rounds 1 to 10. If you guys did not have enough points to say buy all the perks, don't worry about it. You guys go ahead and buy perks later in the game, but if you can have all perks done before round 10, that's a huge win. Now, let's focus on what we're doing between rounds 10 and 20. So what I do right after crafting the shield is I like to head to the center of the map, and what I'll do is I will wait there for a fire sale. Now, since we have Temporal on, when you do end up getting a fire sale, and it might take, 1, 2, 3 rounds. I think I got mine on like 13 or 14, so give it some time, get some kills, build up points, but we're gonna go ahead, wait for a fire sale. When we get one, pop that Temporal, and we're gonna go ahead and work on getting our second gun. I got super unlucky this game, and I didn't end up getting my second gun until like round 16, so I did burn quite a bit of time getting that gun, but it was definitely worth it. As for what guns to use, I'll talk about that later in the video between rounds 20 and 30, but as for now, just go for whatever you want. You don't need a super crazy gun. Once that's done, all you're going to focus on now is upgrading both guns to the max. At this point, you should have a non-papped gun of your choice and the Strife pistol. Now, I recommend keeping the Strife pistol because it is really good against gladiators, it wrecks zombies, it's pretty decent against Blightfather, and it is a wall weapon in the starting room where you're training, so if you need ammo, it's right there. Now, you're going to spend the next couple of rounds just simply papping both of your guns to max damage. So each gun requires 15k points to max it out, so 5k for the initial one, and then of course you need 10k for the 2.5k pap 4 times, and do that for both guns. You should be done around 20-ish, 21-ish, and then we'll go ahead and discuss what to do between round 20 and 30. So as you guys can see, I didn't finish papping both my guns or fully upgrading both my guns until the end of 21, so if you don't do it, don't worry about it. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to head over to the Coliseum, or the spawn room, center of the map, and that is going to be our training spot until round 30. It is super easy to train there, and again, since you do have the Strife pistol, there is always ammo there. It is hands down the best training spot on this map. So at this point, now that we have all of our weapons pack-a-punched, we have all our perks, we have the shield done, everything is pretty much good to go. We have the strategy. Let's go over what are some great guns on this map to use to get to higher rounds. So of course, the Strife pistol is a beast of a gun. Since it's a wall gun in the starting room, it's always a good idea. The other gun I'm using this game is the Hellion Salvo rocket launcher, and for those of you who might be having troubles with this map and getting to higher rounds, this gun is a gun I highly recommend. I feel like the Hellion Salvo is probably the most overlooked gun right now in BO4 Zombies. I've watched a bunch of videos going over the best guns here in BO4, and the Hellion is rarely mentioned. This thing is insane, and here on IX, it will one-shot the gladiators up until round 30, even past round 30, and on top of that, it will actually 2-shot or sometimes 3-shot the Blightfather. So if you're having issues with the gladiators or the Blightfather, the Hellion absolutely melts those things, and on top of that, it is super effective against zombies. So I haven't mentioned the one weapon yet on this video because it really isn't all that good, and I don't really think it's worth going out of your way to craft that thing because it's not that good. The Hellion is so much better. So if you guys want to have a great loadout, the Strife and the Hellion are amazing weapons. On top of that, if you can get the Monkey Bomb equivalent here on 5, which is that little small guy who attacks zombies, that paired up with these two weapons is so deadly, and that should have no problem getting you to round 30. Other great guns are the Hades LMG. You have the SMD Sniper, which is absolutely phenomenal. It has the highest damage in the game. Guns like the Vapor or the ICR, which are wall guns, are decent ARs, but again, I would really go for that Hellion. It is so crazy overpowered, you guys have no idea. And besides that, that is all you need to get to round 30. Once you do this a couple of times, it's so easy, it's so quick, and if you follow this guide properly, you guys will crush round 30 every single time. Besides that, guys, enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe for a ton of BO4 Zombies content and streams, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.